Hi everyone. A few weeks ago, I negotiated against an AI bot that I trained on the Hyperbound platform that was acting as a fictitious head of procurement at Shopify. In that video, I go through a back and forth conversation with this fictitious head of procurement around the pricing proposal that I had sent on behalf of my advisees dataland.io. Now, in that video, I attempted to put markers around what I was thinking during that particular negotiation, but many of you still wanted more verbal color and more of a direct download as to what I was thinking as I was going through the objections that head of procurement was throwing at me, that AI bot. And so in this particular video, I'm gonna film myself listening to that particular negotiation, and I'm gonna pause and start the video and give you more verbal color as to what was going on in that particular negotiation in my mind. Before I get into it though, please do like and subscribe to this channel. I've enjoyed putting the content together so much for you all, but it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe and give me some engagement points so that I can continue to provide impactful tips and tricks that I've learned about enterprise sales over the last 16 years working at places like Google, Dropbox, Slack, Front, and most recently TwinGate. So thank you so much for your support, and without further ado, let's jump into me listening to myself. And then, like I said, I'll pause and provide some more verbal commentary and color around what I was thinking in this particular AI negotiation.
The status quo that you're coming from and where your customer support team is with handling these tickets.
You'll need to come back with a better offer. I'm not going to throw out numbers without seeing what you can do first.
Okay, no, I definitely appreciate that. I similarly from our side, I hate to guess what will help get the deal done. I really do want to get this off your plate and move forward to implementation. Is there any guidance you can give me? Because I don't know what to come back to you with right now with that guidance.
So before I go back to Donna, you notice Donna pushed back on the price. A lot of junior sellers or people who are new to sales, they might give in and actually give a number and say, oh, what about $2.50? What about $1.50? But that would be the wrong move. In sales, it's really important to push back on the negotiator on the other side when they're asking you to go play fetch or when they're asking you to sharpen your pencil on a price. So that's what I did. I said, it's hard for me to guess what you want. So can you give me a little bit more guidance? You notice that didn't sound very combative either. I'm just asking for help. And so I intentionally used phrasing like that instead of saying something like, no, I can't give you a better price, or this is the price, take it or leave it. Those aggressive tactics don't work. You have to really start to get the other side on your side and gain that trust. So I use that phrasing. Similarly, on our side, it's hard to guess what you need. So can you give me more guidance? So let's see what Donna, the bot, says to that. I'm also going to do something new for this channel, which is for the folks who comment on this particular video, I'll reach out at random to one person and provide a free 30-minute coaching session. So drop your name or drop a comment into the comment section right now to see if you'll get a free coaching session from me, and we can talk about anything enterprise sales related or go-to-market startup related topics. So drop your comment in right now.
All right, fine. Ideally, we'd like to achieve a price of $2 per ticket.
Okay, no, I appreciate that. Can you tell me a little bit more where that's coming from, the context around that number? I hate to belabor it, but again, we do feel like $3 is a fair price. So just want to understand the rationale of $2.
Okay, so by the way, I had already pushed back on Donna a couple times before that section of the video, and she finally gives in and she says, okay, fine, $2 is going to get the deal done. But you notice what I did, I didn't get happy ears. I didn't get really excited and say, oh, wow, okay, I know what I can do to close the deal. I still held my ground and I pushed back again. I asked her, what is the context of $2? Because again, $3 I thought was fair. So this is really important in negotiation too. You never just take a number. You always have to ask what is under the hood, because you need to justify for yourself, why are you going to give such a massive discount? There better be some good context and reasoning behind it. So let's hear what Donna says to my pushback, or my question, I should say, around why $2? Why not $2.50? Why not $3? So let's see what Donna says.
The finance team has highlighted the high cost of managing support tickets in-house, and we're looking to significantly reduce that expense. $2 per ticket would make a substantial difference.
Okay, got it. Well, we are right now at 10,000 tickets committed at the $3 rate. If hypothetically I could convince my co-founder Howard to go down to $2, is there some flexibility in terms of the number of tickets you can commit to? Say, could you do something like 20,000 tickets?
So you notice what happened there. So she gave a reason for $2. It was still kind of nebulous. She was like, oh, the finance team needs this to be approved at this rate. But what I did, instead of trying to belabor the point, I actually leveraged that to see if I could get a bigger commitment from the client, from the prospect. So you notice what I asked her. I asked, hey, if I could hypothetically is an important word here because I'm not committing to anything, I'm not promising anything, but I'm saying if I can hypothetically convince my co-founder, that's another thing. Always have a bad cop in negotiation. It could be a board member, co-founder, it could be another exec. Say, hey, like this is a team decision, which genuinely should be the case if you're going to give a massive discount. But after that, after you say, hypothetically, if I'm able to convince my partner in this, would you be able to actually commit to more? If it is really the unit cost that you're concerned about, then instead of starting at 10,000 tickets, could you pre-commit to 20,000 tickets? And if you do the math there, 20,000 times 2 is $40,000. 10,000 times 3 is $30,000. So these leverage points that you can utilize in negotiation, super, super important. And there's another point there. There always has to be a trade-off for what you're getting. You're not just going to get a discount if you're a prospect without you giving on something. And really savvy negotiators understand that there are multiple levers beyond price that could come at play. So let's see what Donna says to my suggestion around 20,000 tickets being committed.
If you can get down to $2 per ticket, we can discuss increasing the ticket volume.
Okay, got it. And does a 20,000?
So she said we can discuss increasing the ticket volume. She actually doesn't commit to 20,000. So here's where you can't stop in the negotiation. You can't say, oh, okay, that's good that you'll consider it. You have to pin her down on the call. So let's see what I say to that.
Kind of threshold work for you? I just want to get as specific as possible so that we're on the same page.
So I said like 20,000, will that work for you? I just want to get as specific as possible so that we're on the same page. So I'm like really drilling down to make sure there's clarity and to make sure verbally she is committing to this bigger deal that I've just put on the table, even though we're meeting her on the unit economics of $2. That's the other thing in negotiation. You want to make it feel like a win-win, right? And if the unit cost is really what Donna cares about and the volume of tickets are going to increase anyways, right, with growth and with their company doing better, then, why not commit to a higher volume to get the unit price you want? For me, it's also a win because I don't necessarily care about the unit cost as long as there's healthy margins. I care about the deal size being a strategic amount, right? And if they're committing more in a total kind of volume type scenario, that shows a lot to me as a startup founder that, okay, this company is really investing and leaning in, and I can also use this bigger deal size as a win with my board members and my team. So let's see what Donna says.
Yes, 20000 tickets at $2 per ticket would be acceptable.
So she says yes, 20000, which shows that she is a bot. But anyways, she accepted. But she accepted because I asked for more clarity and I asked to get that number down so that we're both on the same page. So hopefully this video was helpful. I'm not going to go through the entire negotiation. I just wanted to give you a little bit more nuanced thinking that I was having during this negotiation. If you like this, I'm happy to do a reaction video for another portion of the negotiation too. But I thought this was pretty critical because I met her on the $2. And by the way, to get to the $2, I had to push back on her telling me she needed a better price. And then once we got to the $2, I increased the deal size by asking for more tickets than what was originally agreed to. And she luckily agreed to that. Now, from here on out, there's a lot more that happens in the call, so definitely tune in. But for now, I'm going to leave the reaction at that. Hopefully, this helps with your next negotiation. Hold your boundary. Make sure you understand the levers go beyond, the unit price of what you're negotiating, and make sure you're really, really crystal clear on the call when somebody agrees with your kind of change in deal dynamic or deal size. So try to use those tactics. Good luck on your next negotiation.
If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also check out the video where I actually film myself on an intro call with two startup co-founders who I've never met before. Appreciate all your support and see you for the next video.